MoonDragon is so powerful that she's actually humanity proof of being able to achieve potential godhood just from being a human. MoonDragon is pretty awesome because she can literally take your abilities away, because a lot of your abilities are activated in your mind. If you still have a portion of your mind that allows you to use your abilities, I guess that is how she does it. But she can also decide to make you stronger as well. Before I even get started, everybody already knows how I talk about powers and temporary power-ups. MoonDragon's like this too. She's had a couple. The Mind Stone being a temporary power-up, and then having a legit dragon form that allowed her to use energy projection, base form to create energy, and all that crazy stuff I'm gonna go over later in this video. But let's get it. MoonDragon. I bet you didn't know that MoonDragon has enough psionic or neurological manipulation to where she made it to where Daredevil can see again. Yeah, that's how powerful she is when it comes to psionic stuff, but I'm gonna get to that stuff all later on in this vid. Everybody knows who Drax the Destroyer is. You guys already know how he used to be formerly known as Agent Art Douglas. He had a daughter and stuff, and then he got in an accident where he supposedly died and got reanimated into Drax. You know, before he was Drax, he was human, right? You got that stuff, right? Did you know his daughter actually is still around? Even when she supposedly died and got flung very far away, and she escaped miraculously and wandered, she was later found and brought to Titan to become a woman and to be called MoonDragon. Young Heather, she was raised in a Shaolin monk type of monastery type of thing. It kind of reminds you of Iron Fist type stuff. You know how they have the bald heads, they really believe in meditation and all that stuff. That's the kind of vibe I get from her here. During her studies, she kind of learned her psionic ability or potential. Orphaned by rogue Eternal Thanos from Titan during one of his early visits to Earth, young human Heather was adopted by the Eternals, Saturn's moon Titan, and raised their Shaolin monks, whose rigorous physical and mental training unlocked her latent psionic abilities. What, is she a mutant or something? She thought she had destroyed the cosmic demon known as the Dragon of the Moon, or whether the dragon survived within her own mind, augmenting her dark impulses, and all that crazy stuff. She came across as being known as the Dragon of the Moon, a force in the cosmos before the worlds were made, a being that had brought whole civilizations low, and is willing to share that power with Heather, aka MoonDragon. Due to all this stuff, she actually, being involved with this Dragon of the Moon, she had like a dragon form on top of her base form. Her dragon form increased all her abilities, even giving her an energy projection on top of it. She's had a lot of struggles with it, thinking that she was free of the corruption, but she really wasn't. You know, a little dragon form I've mentioned? This dude beyond her turned it into a ring so she can use it, as well as give a little bit of his power, being the dragon's avatar and stuff like that. But I'm gonna get back to this later on in the vid. And they kind of break down her origin here. Stuff I already said, born on Earth, called the 1950s. And it was an auto crash on Earth that my parents died. She wandered. She actually was taken in. She went to the planet Titan, got mentored. Oh yeah, she was being raised by Thanos' dad, by the way, just in case you didn't know. That's when she got involved with that monetary type of stuff I already showed you. That's when you see the self-discovery stuff. She discovered her body was hers to control, focusing that strength of mind and body. I became Titan's foremost woman athlete, renowned geneticist as well. Over the years, even though she was raised with Thanos, he began to turn into a monster, seeking to rule Titan and the universe all on himself, and he destroyed them, and yet again, she was the only survivor. Man, she got that survivor's guilt. Thanos ended up controlling all of Titan, so that's when she dipped, traveling back to her native world from Earth. Earth's got a lot of tough beings that come from Earth, don't they? That's the one planet villains don't need to pull up on. You can see all the rest of that stuff here on how she explained it to Daredevil. We might see her in future stuff. I mean, she was in the Guardians of the Game. She made a cameo there. I got a video about a character known as Mantis, who's a great martial artist. I'm gonna go over in this same video as well. MoonDragon was also a person that was a candidate of being the Celestial Madonna. Later on in this video, I'm going to talk about how Heather and another version of herself in the multiverse actually joined with one another in a shared mindscape. Yeah, I'll get all to that stuff in a second when it comes to merging one another and stuff like that. But if we're always going to keep it honest, how strong are we talking? Most of this video, I'm going to focus on her mind type of stuff a little later on. I'm going to get her physicals out the way. In fact, she's so respected. There was a point where she had to wear something on her head to limit her psionic ability because she was that strong in psionic ability. Heck, there was even a point where she had an infinity gem, a mind gem at that. And we're talking about she got a base form and a dragon form. How strong is she? Let's get it. Oh, she can get down when it comes to physicals. That's not the thing she specializes in, though. Super soldier tiers like Daredevil she can smack away. She's been attacked by Super Skrull. She's even battled beings like Psylocke, another psionic strong type of character. Big bruisers that can battle Hulk and Thor like Orca she's taking attacks from. You know she ain't normal when she getting clipped by giant monsters. and she can withstand attacks like this, and this monster's huge. She can survive stuff longer than normal because of her control of being able to hang on by a thread using her body control to ration her strength in tiny doses, which explains how she survived at all. Her nervous system reacted instantly to gun blasts. Yeah, dodging lasers and bullets in Marvel's nothing new when it comes to her fighting speed in Marvel. She can shatter all these spears launched at her with her fighting ability and speed and reflexes. Like, her fighting is so good, she even kind of makes Beast look silly. Dodging attacks from Drax. She's a frisky one and she's hard to hit. Cosmic beings like the Stranger she even dodges attacks from. She claims to be able to react at the speed of thought. Not to mention, her flight speed or levitation seems to be getting better, flying with Guinness. It's one of those things when a character has a lot of abilities, it's easy to underestimate their fighting ability. But MoonDragon is actually one of the top tiers when it comes to martial arts ability. In Marvel, I would say, even though she doesn't specialize in, she has other abilities other than her physical. Yeah, in her files it's literally stated she's a Shaolin martial arts. She's proved to be insane, like in this particular occasion, Mind Gym, of course, but to give you an idea of her fighting ability, being able to fight Mantis, who I have a video about on the channel when it comes to raw skills in a very high difficulty type of fight. It kind of shows that she's not all her psionic abilities. You can see the type of holes she put them in and everything. She's just very skilled, and she even got the W. Even Captain America, poster boys of super soldiers, don't want none of her skills. But I would like to add context that the super soldier serum was weakened in these past few months. Even if the serum is weakened, that doesn't change the fact that Captain America has crazy skills, fighting ability-wise, without the serum. So this is still cool, regardless of his strength fading. You can see in this scan how she's punching Psylocke back. She's not afraid to use her martial arts on beings that are physically superior to her, like the Thing. Knocked out Jean Grey with a kick, though. Even if you got a blade, she can solo you, KO you with wine bottles. Very flexible to do overhead kicks like this. Martial arts impress Gargoyle and Valkyrie because of that Shaolin, just to master her body in general. Training. I can say this is a piece of skill and strength, like kicking Wonder Man, kicking Drax. Now, other than physicals, when it comes to her mind ability, she can not only go in your mind, but you know how mind and psionic telekinesis always are linked together. She has some form of telekinesis, of course. Or one could say, my favorite term I like to use on the channel, blast power. She can purposely make herself bald with her telekinesis, as you can see. Notice how she's levitating, lifting easy stuff like vases, can stop a bullet mid-flight. One could say this is also a reflexes type of feat. Moving multiple plates with telekinesis, combining her martial arts abilities with her advanced levitation to help her fight better. Mirrors are annoying her, so she blasts it. She can just tear up cocoons with her telekinesis, can straight up just pick up all the Avengers with her telekinesis, contain certain aliens with her telekinesis. Stuff I'm gonna get into later in the video. When she merged with another version of herself, kind of like a permanent power-up, she's able to disperse flames with her telekinesis. She might be a good psionic person like Psylocke because she can make constructs that look like dragons that can actually breathe real fire, the torch beings. What the heck? How do psionic constructs produce real fire, bro? Combining constructs with Beta Ray Bill sent Hela off this platform. But if you do destroy her construct, it does make her head hurt. I mean, but she seems to be pretty strong to be able to pin Cosmic Ghost Rider, but that's none of my business. When it comes to psychic beings being merged together like these two, that's the standard psychic stuff, like straight on astral projecting off planet like this. While she's sitting here chilling like this, you can see like a little astral form. She seems to be able to damage symbiote dragons too, or just hear its emotions. Depending on which scenario we're talking about, she can use her telekinesis to restart your heart if she has to, because telekinesis allows you to touch stuff without you actually physically being near it. Can use the force to catch you from falling. Teaming up with Guinness and Silver Surfer, she can like do full-blown energy blast type stuff, take out a super scroll, blast power enough to uproot trees. You can see how much power she can produce here like that, or just grab your weapon out of your hand like that. Obviously, when she had the Mind Gym, everything was just amplified, but this is something I totally think she could do without it still. She can handle a lot of objects at once when she got the Mind Gym in this particular occasion to showcase her abilities. Like with the Mind Gym, she created a starship. This is when she had the headband nerfing her abilities. Y'all remember that time she made a mental construct of Mantis subconsciously? When she got back to her senses, Mantis was disappearing. Rocket, thanks to her blast power, even with a mental headband, she could blast it apart. Respectable. If she don't want to be disturbed, she could just close the door. Now, when we talk about the things she actually specializes in, her mind hacking stuff. With other psionic type beings, she was able to help put Thanos in like a mind crap, along with Mantis and Cosmos working together, obviously. In this occasion with Annihilus with a lot of strain, holding his bugs in play, forcing her way into Thor's psychic plane of existence, because she can. She actually can kill certain people by overloading their cerebral cortex, overriding the motor centers in our brains, paralyzing us, sustain severe damage to the cerebral cortex. Somehow MoonDragon overloaded every nerve synapses in his brain, literally stopped the entire Avengers team from moving. She could always make herself have an army because she can control millions while also controlling Thor at the same time. But her power does have limits, of course. She controlled the power of millions to keep peace. She can feel millions dying, and psionic beings just have a different connection. I guess when you feel the psionic beings is around you go away, that's how you can sense other people dying. Felt the screams of millions. When she's wearing a headband, she can pierce stuff that other beings can't get through. Even had the power to break free of assimilation. Even with these kind of headbands on, she still was able to get through. She can just pull up on your mind and just straight up obliterate it. Yeah, terribly. She can put up mind screens to where even Professor X can't get through it. She can make your mind unfoggy, make you kiss certain people, calm down riots, make Beast act like a ape. Even godlike beings that usually have resistance to this type of stuff, she can make beings like Thor fight his allies, using her mind blast on Thanos. Psionic beings must have like a special link to the universe because they always be having like premonition type stuff, searching for psychic vibrations and crap. An alternate reality MoonDragon that will eventually merge with the main one, kind of like a permanent power, which I'm going to talk about later, was locked in a mental combatic battle and used the Infinity Stone to make a wormhole to 616. Right, her. She's somebody you want to have in your team because she can augment your reflexes and stuff. I mean, just look at the illusions she can summon. A whole army of Drax clones she can stun up. Can make you see stuff that's not really there to deceive you. Even powerful being a classic Drax, she can even mentally manipulate to show that her mental abilities can even work on beings with pretty decently high will. Well, at least back in the earlier days, if you know what I'm saying. But he eventually did get snapped out of it. Can just make the Avengers come or summon at will. Ain't that freaking nuts? She summoned us here via telepathic powers. She can prevent the Avengers from seeing their presence, but she can make characters like Moon Knight, Iceman and stuff fight panel for panel. That's entertaining. Can literally go in your head and get rid of your hatred and prejudice in your mind. Of course, you can just go in your mind and have a secret conversation with you. Instead of taking all day to explain my whole story, I can just give you the memories. Talk about speed storytelling. If you don't know the whole story, she can just bring you up to speed. Yeah, very fast. Can look into your mind to determine your intentions. She can feel your delirious lack of sleep. She can just reveal the truth around an alien species if she so wishes. Can't keep secrets from her, really. She learned how to silence the Avengers' alarms. If a part of your mind is giving you a certain skill, she can just kind of use the skill and copy it and paste it to herself to where she can kind of do what you can do because she literally copied and pasted what's in your mind, allows her to see stuff. You remember that time when they was fighting a whole bunch of Thanos clones? One of them she tricked into erasing their own mind. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? She explained it right here on how she sees psychic control and stimulated his fantasy center. His deepest desire was to witness the end of all reality. I granted him his death wish in an illusionary fashion, so his own mind in effect is what brought his own demise. Like, bro, what? She can place psychic dampeners on beings to limit his psychic awareness or cosmic awareness. Thanks to being a mind type person, she's learned to close her mind off from pain. She stated she has the ability to rewire your brain if she's at her full power. You know, the headband kind of limited her. Can kind of revert you back to your original form. Give Daredevil his sight back. Then taking the sight back away so his senses can be sharper so he can be in his prime. Yeah, that radar sense is kind of better when you can't see. You know what I mean? Even when she had her headbands on, she can mind blast robots. In certain occasions, knocking out a Leviathan with her mind blast, takes down Iceman with her brain blast. It works on any living mind, no matter how alien we're talking. She can borrow your mind force to help strengthen herself, even if you're not like necessarily a psionic type being. Borrowing mind force, let that make sense. Blast the Dark Rider, takes out giant monster, can blast illusion form. Her mind blast is pure mental force. The good thing about telepathy is she can use it when her body's highly injured. Kind of read the mind of mindless slime beings. There's a lot of different types of force of energy in comics and stuff, but she can kind of convert other forms of energy into psionic energy, like converting life force to psionic energy. She can even give away a portion of her psychic energy and then give it back because they are generated in the cerebral cortex. But when it comes to having her power magnified with a mind gem, she's even crazier. Like the time she sent Silver Surfer to a mindscape with the mind gem. Since the Silver Surfer is an energy manipulator and she had the mind gem currently, she used the Silver Surfer to siphon off the power from this star, to transfer it to MoonDragon's stone in her head, to help her be able to bring stuff that's in the mindscape world back into the real world. Like, wait, what? Planets, actual physical planets, has got brought into existence from a mindscape reality that's technically shouldn't really be physical because it's mindscape, but bruh, insane. Mind Gem, baby. And thank you, Silver Surfer, for helping out on this. Her and Professor X might be able to be a good fight without the Mind Gem, but with Mind Gem, she completely curb stomps Professor X and leaving him catatonic. With the Mind Gem, she frees Avengers from telepathic enslavement, can even knock out godly beings like the Hulk with her blast with Mind Gem, Mind Blast. In this occasion, she did have the Mind Gem blasting Salak, the same with Quasar with her Mind Blast. Even Night Knight took multiple Asgardians with her Mind Blast. Mind Gem, Thunder Strike, Night Knight. With the Mind Gem amplifying her, briefly she can find you across the cosmos. She could probably do this without the Mind Gem, but with the Mind Gem carrying a whole bunch of folk with Telekinesis, or simply tearing up the street with her blast power. Silver Surfer with a Psychic Blast. Technopathy, being able to read computers, psychically attack Mephisto, and use the Mind Gem to transport you to your physical body, or just scan the universe for knowledge. Stalemate's Jean Grey. Thanks to her natural psionics, she can adapt to the Mind Gem a lot better than someone that didn't have mind abilities would. Let's keep it hot. She don't need this to be a threat, though. Her base will suffice. I mean, she got quality of life features, like straight up calling eternity through the quantum bands because she can. That's respectable. She can send you messages and give you coordinates. Even without the Mind Gem, beings like the Runner, who are elders of the universe, felt her mind from light years away. All you Avengers, y'all need to come here. She can send telepathic messages through time, my dude. She can send SOS emergency messages to Spider-Man, and his spider sense even picks it up. It has an actual real presence, wouldn't you say? But yeah, she's a beast. I would say her main thing is her mind stuff. She could like give top tiers, like even Hulk, Thor issues with that ability. Physically, she's not really on their level, not even close. I would say physically, she's probably even below characters like Spider-Man. Might be close to them Super Soldier Rangers physically. You already know her base form is a beast, obviously. Some of these occasions I'm showing where they're having the nerfed with the headband on. Some of these are having the Mind Gem. How mighty is her dragon state? Thanks to being possessed by this being known as the Dragon of the Moon. Before I even talk about her dragon state real quick, I'm going to just tell you that she can literally shapeshift because she has different abilities. Looking like this, then looking flamey, then looking lizardy or monstrous. Even with the dragon form, still does the standard stuff like mess with beast's mind, takes attacks from Valkyries. She even started bringing the core of the planet to the surface in this little shadowy-ish state. Like she's kind of like semi-dragon form, one could say. She has a lot of raw power, I would say, in general like this to be able to match Asgardians like Valkyries to certain degrees. Like she, in this state, kind of reminds me of how Naruto can be controlled and like a bigger form of him cloaked around him, kind of. That's what this state kind of reminds me of. Stating to draw the whole molten core of this planet to the surface. Very mighty like this. This form you see right here might not necessarily be her actual full dragon form, but this could say this could be her form of energy projection though. Busting up this airplane with lightning, make some type of light to walk on if she wishes, can cause your hand to grow out of control, or just blind angel. Now, we talk about her full-blown dragon form, one can say she's in them powerhouse ranges, messing up Phalanx soldiers. Quasar-type beings seem to be annoyed by her too. That respectable or what? Even takes out a Guardian-type monster. Even characters like Valkyrie, who would know something like this, says that Dragon of the Moon, MoonDragon, she was a threat to the 9 worlds or 9 realms. You know how Asgard and 9 realms worlds, they use those interchangeably. The MoonDragon possessed by the Dragon of the Moon is dangerous. She can make whirlwinds in this Dragon of the Moon possession state, and that dragon was turned into a ring, amped by the Beyonder. This is how she looked. Even do weird like Hell Lord type stuff, like tearing souls from a body if she has to, like literally touching intangible stuff. She got a starship that can launch missiles downward, satellite beams that can hijack Iron Man armor, if that's respectable. She got plenty of gear if she needs to add the gear on top of it. Or her ship can just straight up blow up an iceberg. She can even have a force field projected from her starship if she needs it. To really get the right intent and understanding of where she lies when it comes to power or threat level, notice in her file she's labeled as a planetary threat. I mean, she's a threat because she can mind control millions of people like I showed in this video. I mean, can you blame her? She be chilling with the Guardians, still putting in that work with her mind abilities, like a psychic recon, probing beings' minds, like she's a helpful. But at the end of the day, MoonDragon is powerful, and that's just about when to do it. She's a ridiculous threat and one of the best psionic beings in Marvel, I would say, even though she does have her moments where she does get overpowered too, like top-tier magicians, for example, like Doctor Strange, which is totally believable for her to lose to certain beings of this magnitude when it comes to psychic ability, because you know how versatile sorcerers can be. So yeah, and we all know how crazy Thanos is when it comes to his telepathy abilities. And of course, we got to talk about beings like Quasar. She can't really penetrate thanks to her psychic blocks. There's even times when she's taken off guard and she can be mind controlled too. There's even times where Thanos just eats her mind blast straight up. Some beings are just straight up immune. And when it comes to her psionic shields, they can be busted through by beings like Thanos, so it makes sense. You know how in Marvel there's like a whole bunch of different universes version of the characters? There was a point where MoonDragon actually merged with 2 different versions of herself from different universes, implied here with this scan. So one could say this is like a permanent power-up right here. Talking about she merged her soul with a stranger, saying which MoonDragon. So one can say this officially made her like super freaking powerful. The comic talks about it like MoonDragon and then another MoonDragon. Yeah, Heather Douglas, the MoonDragon of this universe, and the Heather Douglas of another reality. They talk about this universe and them two have a lot of similarities, but the difference is that this other Heather never had to go against that dark demon, the dragon of the moon, the living darkness in the human spirit. The two Heathers were here, you can see them talking to one another. One Heather that had to deal with the demon dragon and one Heather that never had to deal with the demon dragon. The two Heathers, the both of them. So a good way to understand how powerful MoonDragon is at her best is to add in feats of this other MoonDragon, or what this other MoonDragon has done. You know, this other MoonDragon from the superhero dimension. Merge fast. This is a nice little diagram of how it goes. Literally merging together. Underwater, undersea, base. When it comes to her reputation, especially in her current form, being merged with the other one, she's an alpha level telepath. One of the 3 most powerful telepaths, MoonDragon. Among the most powerful in the Milky Way galaxy and the last hope for the universe. Reputation precedes her. MoonDragon's too crazy. It's included in a list with beings like Captain Marvel, Super Skrull, and Silver Surfer, letting you know how strong she is. Characters like Eternity, the living embodiment of the universe, say she surpasses her masters. Other telepaths are done videos about on the channel, like Psylocke, Jean Grey. MoonDragon's in the same conversation with these type of telepathic type beings. Even Captain America thinks she's one of the most difficult and complex members of the Avengers when she was with them. Even Iron Man says psychic beings are dangerous of them all. Compares herself to Thor, talking about she's godlike. Just from her knowledge about Thanos and Titan and stuff makes her a serious threat to beings like this. But do you guys respect MoonDragon? She's definitely one of the best psionic beings. Maybe we'll see her in live action, who knows? But I also got to give a shout out to those that have took the time to donate to the channel. Respect MoonDragon though. Respect Heather. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button and I will see you guys later.